What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back once again. Welcome to the Construction Ahead podcast. Um, I actually got my coffee with me today. It's been crazy this week. Um, it's been cold, at least for us Californians. You know, we're not really used to cold weather at all. Um, we do get cold weather here in California, but it's like when the East Coast gets like a heat wave and it's 80 degrees, and we're like, man, 80 degrees feels nice over here. Um, that's how we act with the winter here in California, versus you guys, and if anyone's in the East Coast maybe watching. Um, in the East Coast are like 30 degrees. That's nothing. It wasn't even 30 degrees. I think the coldest that it got this week was probably like, I don't know. If I had to guess, it was probably like 50, maybe 40 something, like upper 40s or something. But like, it was not that cold. It rained for a couple days, and that was pretty insane for us in California. People probably in like Seattle or something, or like, rains every day. It's nothing new. But for us, it's like water falls from the sky. It's like amazing to. We're just not used to it. People drive stupid and reckless and crazy, and there's accidents all over the place. And yeah, that's just how it is in California. But we have fantastic weather throughout pretty much the whole year. Last night was it was a cool night, right? It was a cool winter night in California, which was really nice actually. Throw on a sweater, go to a coffee shop or something like that, and you have a great night. Like, for example, last night I came home from work, and my wife was already home. She was getting ready, and a couple of her friends had invited us to Porto's, which is like a Cuban like bakery or cafe, and pretty legit food. I liked it. I was very skeptical because I'm like, if I'm gonna eat like Hispanic style food, it's gonna be Mexican food because that's what I was raised. I was raised eating Mexican food, and but it was good. I had a torta, right? I'm a fatty, so I love eating food and I love talking about food and all that stuff. So yeah, Porto's Cuban bakery is legit. It's really good. It's like a huge building, and the hordes and hordes of people go there, and it's like it's a thing, right? Like, I saw like the line when we got there. It was pretty big, and then when we sat down, I kept looking, and that line never really shrunk. Only in certain parts, like there's an area where they serve you their treats, and then they serve you like their drinks and their food, and you order there, and they uh I don't know, that line was super packed, but they also have just like a coffee, a place to just pick up your coffee, and that line wasn't so big, and my buddy, he actually got a coffee, and I should have got one because I love coffee. It's good, and he got some like one of those frozen frappuccinos or something. I don't know what they call it. They call it something different everywhere. Went to a coffee shop once and they called it like frescantes or something. It doesn't matter. You get when I say frappuccino or a frappe or a iced coffee, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that place is pretty legit. It was really good. And then I got home and I got to just looking at the internet because I had just got done watching Daredevil on Netflix, and to much of my surprise, it's been canceled. Daredevil, the series. So it's like, it's crazy because this had just happened to two other Marvel shows, and if you don't really know me too well, I really do like superhero movies and these new like uh TV shows based on superheroes. I was a big fan of. I kind of stopped watching them. I slowed down on watching them, but it was crazy because Daredevil was like one of my favorite ones. Like, it was really good. Like, even if you're not really into superheroes or whatever, That one was a good one because it was not too over the top. Like you can, other than the fact that the dude was blind and he can basically see everything either way. Like he can sense things. He had super heightened senses. That was pretty much it. That was like over the top, but it was like a vigilante type of thing, and like a blind Batman almost. So it was really cool. And the kid wasn't rich. He came from uh, I think his mom abandoned him, and you find out who his mom is in the last season, which happens to be the last season ever. And they left it on like some sort of cliffhanger, if I don't remember. I think they could have continued the series, but I don't know who's in charge at Netflix, or I don't know who's in charge at Marvel, who's deciding to pull the plug on these shows. But I even like Luke Cage too. As a matter of fact, I didn't really watch the second season. Maybe that's why. Maybe because like no one's really watching them. That would have to be the reason why. So, if you guys weren't really watching it, well, I guess I was along there with you because, like I said, I was I really liked the first season of Luke Cage. The second one, I just kept getting distracted with 100 billion things, and I don't say that, or I'm not gonna say that Luke Cage was, or the season two wasn't good, because I'm sure it was. I just get distracted. I was watching like four shows at once. I was trying to watch House of Cards, Luke Cage. I was trying to watch all kinds of things, like just things that were recommended in shows and documentaries, and uh, Making a Murderer, season two, and all these other shows. I just started piling them on top of each other. I started to rewatch shows. I rewatched the entire Breaking Bad series. It was like I just overwhelmed myself, and I just ended up not watching the shows I should have. Just what I should have done is I should have put these shows that are really like Luke Cage and Iron Fist or whatever. I think Iron Fist was canceled after the first season. Like they were just like, we're not even gonna entertain the thought of bringing another season, which is ridiculous. I actually did like Iron Fist. That one I actually watched. But Luke Cage and Daredevil, like I would play the show, and then I'd be on my phone and I'd just be distracted and put other shows on. What I should have done is I should have just put my phone away and then just watch the show. I think this day and age we're way too attached to. I mean, my phone's right here, but I'm using it to kind of record the video. So it's like, man, like we're so attached to these electronics. And I remember, I'm old enough to remember how it was before we ever had any of these things, right? I remember when pagers were a thing, and pagers were not allowed. They weren't allowed in my school or in my elementary school. I remember some kid walked in with one, and it like beeped every time he walked through a door. I don't know how that would work, but he got in trouble. That's the only thing that I remember about technology back in the day. And I remember when the cell phones started to become very popular, and now it's like 3-year-olds have phones. It's insane. It's crazy. I can hand my niece and my nephew who are 6 and 5, and hand them my tablet, and they'll know exactly how to use it. It's crazy. And if they don't know, they figure it out real quick. So um, we're very technology based here in this era, which is not necessarily the worst thing. It's just a little odd because I like I said, but I have to think long and hard because half of my life it was probably cell phones weren't the greatest thing. Like I remember when I was in high school, smartphones weren't a thing, right? I think the most popular smartphone I would say would have to be like the Sidekick, and I had one. I had the one that had like no camera, and it was just the basic Sidekick, and it was the poor man Sidekick because the legit one was like super expensive. But yeah, those phones were like, it was mostly for texting, so I was like a texting machine. And now that we have smartphones, I don't even text that much. In all honesty, I text my wife and a few of my, we have like in these group chats and on Instagram. Like I have my closest friends from work. Like I'll message them a lot. Like, and we send each other all kinds of stupid videos, and it's fun. So shout out to my boys, because those guys they're hilarious. I'm hoping one of these days. Um, Hold on. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah. So I mean, in all honesty, yeah, the phone things is just things have gotten crazy throughout the times. But Daredevil was canceled on November 29th. So it's like November ended, and then I found out probably like the first day of December, and I was like, oh well, Merry Christmas to me, freaking Netflix, how dare you, right? But speaking of like superheroes, hopefully you guys saw Avengers of Infinity War. 'Cause if you didn't, that's too bad. You should watch it. Stop watching this video. Watch Avengers Infinity War. Because I'm about to talk about how should I say spoiler? Who cares? I don't really care anymore. Um, but everybody, like half of the world dies. Like 50% of the entire universe perishes because of Thanos. Thanos won, and the reason I bring it up is because I think it was like either yesterday or on Thursday. Um, the trailer or the teaser for the new Avengers movie, along with the title, was released, and the title of the movie is going to be called Avengers Endgame. All right, like I said before, I'm a huge fan of um of the Avengers and superheroes and all that stuff. So the last movie, the Avengers Infinity War, ended with such a crazy just plot ending, or is just leaves you I was left with so many questions, and I think I audibly in the movie theater it was quiet and everyone didn't know, people were speechless, they didn't know what the hell to say. I think I audibly out loud said, what? Like it was just so confusing because I was like, this has to be a dream. This isn't the way that it should end, and but it did, and it was pretty freaky, especially for someone that likes these characters. And who knows how the story's gonna continue. But what I am gonna do is sip on some coffee. My wife bought me some like peppermint mocha coffee, so shout out to her. She loves me. I love peppermint stuff. Um, So there was like a few questions answered in the teaser. One thing was um it shows Tony Stark flying. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on YouTube. Like it's just go watch it. It was really interesting. But Tony Stark is like on a ship, just floating in space, figuring out what to do. He's about to run out. He ran out of food, and he's running out of oxygen. And he found a way to kind of record a message, and obviously he's recording it to Pepper Potts, because that's his lady. So he's telling her like that he's when he drifts off, that's the last thing that he's gonna think about is her. So as he has always been thinking about, which is very depressing, very romanticized, and it's very yeah. So it was really already it got to me a little bit. I was like, dang, that sucks. I wonder how he's gonna you know get out of that one, or because I don't really think they're just gonna end him like that. That wouldn't make any sense. Um, he's a genius. I think he'll figure something out, or someone's gonna help him out, pop out of nowhere and help him. I think there was a theory that maybe even what's her name, Captain Marvel is gonna appear some way, and that might be the way that it's gonna that she's gonna be introduced into the movie, is like as he's breathing his last breath of air, she's gonna come in and save him. Who knows? But who else has been shown? They show Thor. They show pretty much all the people that we know are alive, including Ant-Man, because it does show him. So obviously he's in this movie where he escapes the quantum realm. Because if you saw Ant Man and the Wasp all the way to the end, to the ending credits, you would know that he was sent to the quantum realm, and everyone that sent him, which is Hank, I don't remember her name, the character, but Hank's wife, and also dang it, well, all three of them, sent him to the quantum realm, and they were gonna do studies, and they got vaporized, or they got turned into ash dust, and he was stuck in the quantum realm. So how he got, because remember he did get out once, so who knows how he's gonna get out this time. But Ant-Man appears in the teaser trailer, so at least you know that he's there and he's in that. You know, he's trying to reach out to the Avengers, so you probably realize that stuff just went down, and now he needs to figure out a way to help get everything back. And Captain America and Black Widow are talking, and they pretty much say that this is with had whatever they have a plan. So one of the questions that is answered is they will have a plan, right? They're not just running around the whole movie figuring out what happened, who's alive. They have come up with a plan to try to get everyone back. Okay, so there's that. There's also the fact that um, Hawkeye comes out with a sword or something with a blade. Um, and I forgot what the I had looked it up. I think his character is gonna change now. I don't think he's no longer gonna be Hawkeye. I think it's gonna be something like Ronin or something. I don't remember, but yeah, that was pretty legit to see him. So at least you know that he survived, which was already hinted. We had already had an idea of him surviving, and yeah, it's that's basically it. They have a plan, and you know pretty much who's alive already. So those are the only like questions that were answered. Um, and that's good. I honestly, I had messaged my friend, Jamie, and I had asked him. I was like, "Hey, have you seen the teaser trailer?" And he's like, "Dude, I'm not sure I want to watch anything to do with the movie." And like, cause one, he said, "I don't know if I'm ready," which is very dramatic. He needs to calm down. But two is like I kind of agree with him. Like why would you want to spoil the movie when you can just or why spoil the movie with the trailers when you can just wait and just get slapped with it immediately and see how because I did that. I forgot with what movie I did that with, and it was like it was so much better. I think it was with Deadpool. I did not watch a single trailer for Deadpool 2 because you know, especially with comedies or action comedy or whatever, a movie like Deadpool, a lot of the funny parts are played in the trailers. And if you always see the trailers, this is what I don't understand. Back when I used to have cable, I used to see trailers for comedy movies, and then I would go watch the movie, and everybody would see the trailers, and everybody would see the jokes that were embedded in the trailers that were shown on TV, and then we would get to watch the movie, and then during the movie you would see the part that was in the trailer, and people would still laugh, and it's like that joke was played like every day for the past 3 weeks. Like it's not funny anymore. So I agree with him with just kind of hanging back and just watching the movie as it goes instead of watching it through trailers because sometimes the trailers do give a little too much away. But no, it's kind of hard to avoid anything to do with superhero movies or big hero news or whatever it might be. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about is man, conspiracies. For some reason, I've been on just the conspiracy. I don't know. I've just been deep in the rabbit hole. If you get what I mean. I think my one of my favorite conspiracy theories, and when I mean conspiracy theories, I mean these like not legit, like not confirmed. Like this isn't like legitimate or these are just theories basically. You know, uh, the ones that I like are not really have to do with anyone dying. It has a lot to do with like the possibility of some sort of organization taking over and starting some sort of I don't know, starting some sort of shenanigans against the local people, and I like seeing stuff like that, or for example, the one that I was looking into not too long ago was the Denver airport. If you guys don't know, you guys should check it out. I'll try to post some photos. I'll probably try to put it right here. I'll try. If not, then I just look stupid just pointing right here. But the Denver airport, there's like murals where they're very like um, apocalyptic and very World War Three ish, where it's kind of like they have some Nazi looking warrior dude with a gas mask that's like killing and like a dove, and it's like people are crying, and it's like there's another mural where there's like dead kids and there's like coffins, and it's just brutal looking and dark, you know. And then there's like another mural where that um, dude with the gas mask is like dead, and the kids are celebrating. They're turning in their guns, kind of like a martial law type of situation. And yeah, it's creepy, 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 creepy. And then there's like something about blueprints. There's buildings that were built and then they weren't built to code or whatever. So instead of demolishing them and starting all over, they kind of just buried them and built over them. And then they're like, well, what are those buildings being used for? And when people at the Denver airport are being approached, they're like, it's used for storage, which is it's a possibility that it is used for storage. Like I'm not denying the possibility of whatever people saying that it is, right? The runways, when you look at it from an aerial view, it kind of looks like a swastika, and I think the explanation for that one was that um, it's so they could have planes taking off and landing from multiple directions or something like that. It's crazy. The theories behind the buildings underneath that are buried underneath, or probably I think the theory is there's like deep underground bunkers for in case whatever disasters were to take place, so that the elite can go and hide. Another thing is that there's like a sprinkler system where they're gonna try to poison the innocent, like throw the innocent people through the tunnels, just local innocent people to kind of reduce the population. And they have a sculpture of a horse with like red demon eyes, and I think they had called it they like conspiracy theorists had named the horse Lucifer, which is a clever name, but it does look like a devilish horse, and it's supposed to. The theory is that it signifies the four horsemen or whatever, the one of the horses from the apocalypse or whatever. And that horse thing, the head fell on the dude that was sculpting it, and it like cut his artery, and he ended up dying. So it's got a very dark, it's got a very dark persona to it. But that's definitely one of the ones that I've been very interested in. Um, there's like uh there's like a plaque it's very vague of who created it. It says that the World Trade Commission, which isn't really a thing, or the World Airport Commission. I don't know what it is, but it's some sort of organization that allegedly does not exist. And then there's symbolisms of like I don't know, like Freemasonry symbolism, like symbols and whatnot. There's like gargoyles coming out of like statues of gargoyles coming out of suitcases. It's a really strange thing. And then also there was another airport already in Denver that was bigger. It wasn't like out of date or anything. They're just I would like to visit, but these everything that they're saying, like you have to hunt down for it because it's still a big airport, you know. Like a lot of people make it seem like it's the Ontario airport, which is not that big, but it's still you can get lost there, I guess, if you don't know where to go. But yeah, like what else is trippy about that airport? Oh, they have some sort of time capsule that's been buried, and you don't obviously with time capsules a lot of the times no one knows what's really in there unless who put the stuff inside the time capsule. But we can't reach out to those people because we don't know who even built the airport, so or who it was paid for by. So what's in that time capsule, I don't know. What I would wish that's in there, I really hope that whenever it's time to open that thing, they open it and it's like a flash drive. And in that flash drive, when you plug it in, it's a conspiracy theory video on the flat Earth. That's got to be the most dumbest conspiracy. Is the flat Earth? If you're a flat Earth theorist, like I don't know what you're doing with your life. There's a lot funner ones to look into. I mean, I've looked into the flat Earth one and I just felt stupid. It's not a fun. It's like intriguing how crazy people can theorize and how crazy people can come up with these conspiracies, but that's dumb. The flat Earth theory is probably the dumbest one. It's the easiest one to debunk, you know, because there's photos of Earth. Like it's possible. Yeah, NASA has faked a few things. And the moon landing was one of my favorite conspiracies to look into because I did fake a lot of footage, but I definitely believe that humans had gone to space, and I think you can see the International Space Station with a telescope. I'm not sure if that's true, but and also I don't know if you can see the like with a really powerful telescope if you can see the American flag that we planted on the moon. If that's the case, then case closed. All right, we landed on the moon, people. All right, let's not take that away from America. What other conspiracies are legit and my favorite? Let's see. I'm not really all for the ones that yeah, I'm not really all for the ones that deal with people who are dead. I have looked. I have actually looked into like the 9/11 ones, like, but I really think there's some sketchiness to that one as well. But I really do think we were attacked. You know. However, I think maybe the government or whatever had some sort of idea that it was gonna happen, but I don't think that they were like plotting it to do whatever. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just at least to me, I don't see any logical reason for our government to do that to ourselves. It's too expensive, you know. What else? What other conspiracies? The Georgia Guidestones. That one's to me, the way I see the Georgia Guidestones is just some crazy dude who's really into conspiracies just decided to put these stones up that look like what are the Stonehenge? They made it look like the Stonehenge, and it's just got like the new Ten Commandments on there or something like that, and it says to keep the population under 500,000 in order to keep moving forward. Or it's really weird. But yeah, that's I think I can easily believe that a crazy dude or a crazy person um concocted that one. That one's just definitely not. But anyways, on to the NBA, shall we? That way I can close this podcast now because I got some stuff that I got to do. Um, so let's talk standings, shall we? These are the standings as of. I think I was saying this wrong because if I were to say as of Saturday, December 6th, I'm doing this Saturday morning. Like I'm recording this podcast Saturday morning, which means um, teams still have to play today. So it wouldn't be accurate for me to say that the standings as of Saturday, December 8th. So these are the standings as of Friday. This is the end of so it's yesterday. All the teams played already. No teams have played yet. So the standings as of Friday, December 7th. Toronto is comfortably at number one. They're 3.5 games ahead of Milwaukee, so Milwaukee is at number two. Philadelphia is at number three, and Indiana is at number four. Boston is at number five, which is better than eight, but still number five. Detroit is at number six. Charlotte is at number seven, and Orlando is at number eight. Okay, and Washington is on the outside looking in, and they're about a game and a half away from entering the eighth seed. Last in the East is no longer Cleveland, but that's only because I think they have a tiebreaker against Atlanta, right? So Atlanta is now at the last spot in the East. They haven't been playing too well either. But Cleveland, I think Cleveland just beat Toronto last night in like an overtime. So that's what I'm saying. Like y'all can get it done. And I think Atlanta has beat like pretty okay the five teams that they did beat. I don't know who it might be, but there has to be at least one good team there. So Atlanta, y'all need to pick up the pace. I forgot who Trey Young is on that team, and I think he was killing it in the beginning of the season, but he was the only one. And Atlanta kind of fell down. They don't really have ever since they lost Al Horford and they lost Paul Millsap because that was like the year that they were actually really decent. But I think they lost in the first round. I think they always have lost in the first round for the past. Anytime that they've made it to the playoffs, they always lose. They always end up losing in the first round. So that they were good when they had Al Horford, Paul Millsap. They had Jeff Teague, and I forgot who else that they had. But they had a pretty decent squad, but they could never make it past the first round in the playoffs. So Atlanta, they kind of seem to be doing this sinkhole procedure that a lot of the teams in the bottom of of whatever conference seems to be doing, tanking, try to get them picks. Um, I think there should be like a playoff game between all the worst teams too. Like they shouldn't. I don't know, but that's just me. Like they should do like the last four teams should go at it to see who's the best from the worst. But the East Coast here, we got Denver back at number one, so they're rolling pretty hot. But it's really close. The standings are extremely close, and they're only at number one because they've played one less. They have lost one less game than the Golden State Warriors. So now the Golden State Warriors seem to have kind of picked up the pace because they were, I think, at number 4 or 5 last week, and there was a lot of tension going on in the locker room. And right now, Draymond Green has been out with injury, so it seems like Draymond Green should be back pretty soon. But they're back closer to the top, and they're almost tied with the Golden. They're almost tied with Denver. So like I said, they're not even a game behind right now. This is probably like a half a game maybe because here's Denver's record is 17-8, and Golden State records is 18-9. So Denver has one less win. I mean, yeah, Denver has one less win, one less loss, and I don't know how they decided that. It's really weird. But the Clippers are at number 3. So remember they were at like number 1 last week. Oklahoma City Thunder were at number 4. Memphis is at number 5, and the Los Angeles Lakers just lost to the Spurs. They had played the Spurs like back to back, and they had beat the Spurs, and now they lost to the Spurs. The Portland Trailblazers are at number 7. The Sacramento Kings are at number 8. And then the Dallas Mavericks are on the outside looking in, with they're only down a game and a half. No, they're only down a game. They're only down half a game, right? So if Sacramento were to lose their next game, then Dallas comes into the 8th seed, and Dallas is doing pretty good. I hate playing. I hate when the Boston Celtics lose to the Dallas Mavericks. I'm not a fan. But yeah. Let's see, and all the way at the bottom is Phoenix, and oh my goodness, Phoenix just made Charles Barkley ashamed that he ever played for that team. It's crazy. Let me tell you how bad it was. I think in the first quarter they were playing against I forgot who it was. Let me see. I think they were playing against Miami, maybe. Either Miami or they were playing against I don't know who it was that they just played against. But they played against someone and might have been Portland. But I think it was against Portland. I think they in the first quarter they had like 5 points. You know, it was really embarrassing. Like for them to, I wonder if I can pull that up. What the score was like at the end of the first quarter. Let's see. I don't think so. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. At the end of the first quarter, Portland had 34 points and Phoenix had 9 points. All right. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how it's possible to be this bad, right? But if you're this, you're still professionals. I think Charles Barkley said the same thing that I was saying before. You know, you're still professionals. You got to know what you're doing. Like you're not just out there like you're not a high school team, and you guys are playing like this. The 9-34 in the first quarter. Um, that's like yeah, that's like if Portland played against like a college team, and even then, a college team might do a little better than that. But the end score was 108 to 86, and I'm pretty sure Portland didn't even have to try after the third quarter. After that, they put their worst players in, and they scored probably like 30 points each. It was really bad, you know. So it's like y'all need to find a way to fix and correct that. Onto some quick headlines so I can end this video because again I got some stuff I gotta do. Um, let's see. There was some. Okay, so Lakers, a little bit of bad news, just a little bit. MRI confirms that Brandon Ingram's ankle has been sprained, and he's out at least a week. Good. The only good thing about, I mean, the one thing to not be too panicked about this is one, Brandon Ingram is young. I think Brandon Ingram might be younger than I am, right? So he's gonna heal a lot quicker, and he's gonna be a lot more energetic to play, especially since the Lakers are playing a lot better now, and especially since he knows that they're not gonna miss the playoffs. Playoffs are like the biggest stage for anybody who's playing. You perform well in the playoffs, your the rest of your career path is gonna be nice, right? Let's see. Nuggets is Harris. He's expected to miss about 3 to 4 weeks. Oh, and another thing about Ingram, 1 week isn't that much. It's about 5 games, maybe 4 to 5 games. So y'all be all right without him. You still have LeBron. Remember that. Embiid. He's frustrated with his role change ever since Butler came into the squad, which is I think he says that he's playing some sort of like stretch forward situation or stretch center situation where his like 3 point shooting diminished. It's like, dude, you know what you need to do? Crash the boards, grab the rebounds, play defense. You're a huge body. Go up for alley oops. This could be like, don't start to say that you're not comfortable with things. Don't start to say that, especially when you guys are winning games. Like it doesn't make any sense for you guys to start unnecessary tension with Jimmy Butler, who's coming in your team to make you better. It doesn't make any sense. Just don't say anything. Just be like, yes, it's an adjustment. It's always an adjustment when a new player comes into the team. It always is. That's all you gotta say. You don't gotta say I'm frustrated. Don't say that because then the news is just gonna twist it up and say that you're not happy, and then that a trade is gonna come soon for either Jimmy Butler or for Joel Embiid, or something's gonna happen for. Don't act like you're not happy with that situation because it's not a bad situation to be in. It's really not a bad situation to have Jimmy Butler on your team. Trust me, the Boston Celtics wanted Jimmy Butler, and they were already good. So there you go. You guys are ahead of the Boston Celtics by like 3 spots, 3 or 4 spots. So probably like 2 spots actually, 2 3 spots. So Joel Embiid, you just pick your words wisely. Don't say that you're frustrated. Just say, you know what, it's an adjustment. As it always will be with new talent, and especially a talent like Jimmy Butler, is just it's an adjustment, and we're gonna make the adjustments that we gotta do, and we're gonna play, and we're gonna win games. That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. Don't start to put things in people's minds or whatever. DeMar DeRozan scores 36 points against the Lakers, right? Paul Millsap has he has suffered a broken toe, right, versus the Hornets, so he's gonna be out for the Nuggets. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to. Kawhi Leonard is killing it in Toronto right now, and everyone's just amazed. He's putting people on posters. The man is playing very well, but I still don't think he's gonna stay. All right, Draymond Green about to come back. There was a trade that happened. I think it was I forgot who it was, but it was George Hill. I think it was traded to traded who was it to the Bucks. So the Bucks are gonna get a little, they're gonna get a little more experienced point guard in George Hill, and I don't really want to look into because it's gonna take me too long. But it was a 3-team deal actually. So they got the Bucks landed Hill. Let's see if it says who got who and what happened where. So he's gonna be coming off the bench. So you already know that he's a strong. He's a strong like bench player. Like he's gonna solidify your bench a good amount. So the Cavaliers had received the 2021 first and second round pick from the Bucks, and the Wizards swapped second rounds with the Cavaliers, and they received a 2021 pick in exchange for a 2022 pick, right? And then the Bucks obviously got George Hill, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's a okay trade. It's not a mind blowing one. The trades are gonna get a lot more dramatic towards the middle of the season. Um, let's see, Dwight Howard to produce a movie, or yeah, oh yeah, an indie film starring Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken better wear a cup because obviously Dwight Howard likes grabbing the junk, which was very inappropriate. Let's see. Aaron Gordon, or Eric Gordon. I'm sorry, Eric Gordon not having fun with the Rockets, dude. You get injured like every season, so if I were you, I'd take wherever I can play, but I can honestly see that playing for the Rockets is probably not a good thing right now. Um, Playing with people who are kind of not getting along. We already saw like a spiel that happened between Chris Paul and um, and James Harden, and we saw Carmelo Anthony having to leave that situation, and it's like it's a disaster in Houston, and it was something that on paper, I mean, I remember earlier too, like in the season, I was like, oh, the Rockets are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and obviously that wasn't really the case because right now they're probably, I think they're at like the third from last in the West, so it's not doing so well, or things aren't going so well for the Rockets. The Wolves are playing a lot better. The Timberwolves are playing a lot better, even after losing what was arguably one of their best players. Keep in mind they had traded, I forgot who to get Jimmy Butler, and now having to get rid of him too. It's like it's working out on both ends because like I said, Philadelphia's winning games and so are the Timberwolves. So it's always good when you see it work out for both teams, right? Um, Kyrie Irving tweaked his shoulder, but he said he's gonna be alright. Um, the Suns are terrible. This is a really bad, real bad situation that those guys have. Jaylen Brown returned to the Celtics lineup. The Lakers had reported, or LeBron James had said that he was interested in the Lakers signing Carmelo Anthony, and then Twitter had just a field day on why that wouldn't work out, and they were really angry. And then the Lakers finally admitted that they are not interested in signing Carmelo Anthony. So this might be the end of the road for Mr. Mello, which kind of sucks. 'Cause like I said before, he's always been one of my favorite players, and he was I don't know, just seeing him not being able to perform or play anymore. It's always kind of tough to watch. Kind of saw that with Kevin Garnett. That's the end of his playing career, but he ended up taking another role in his life, and he's killing it right now with Area 21, and he's just I remember he was for the longest. He's like, I don't do social media. And now he's like on Twitter and Instagram, and he's killing it right now. And he found his shtick. His show is really good. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much all I got for today. Um, it's been a crazy week. I got mad at my neighbors. You can see the video that I posted. I got so angry that I had to go for a walk to my car in the cold weather, and I ended up recording a little rant just because I was just like I was frustrated. I really was, y'all. So be nice to each other. Don't freak out. Things are gonna get better. Things are gonna get easier. And until next time, peace out. Oh man, I don't even have my music ready. But whatever, you guys. Um, yeah, peace out. No music. Screw the music. Peace.